welcome back to the Pilates show. Today, the name of this show is definitely shocking, your worst enemy. I just want to talk briefly before we start our workout today, because it's really important that we fight off our worst enemy before we begin. What do I mean by that? Well, my worst enemy is also your worst enemy. They're the same person. It's yourself. I know on days when I have so much going on, and I know I try to preach positivity. Well, positivity is really important, but that by itself isn't very realistic. So what I want to remind you is that sometimes for me, and it's the same, I'm sure, for you, when I have fear, when I worry, I become a lesser version of me. And I'm not able to face those difficult things as well as I would. I can be my very worst enemy. Now, sometimes the things I notice about myself, they're true. Sometimes there's things I just don't like that I do, or that I say, or that I think, or that I feel, or the way I look, or whatever. And those are very, very, very true things. But do I need to cycle round and round in that little negativity vacuum that I get sucked into? No, I can look at it and go, that is true. What am I going to do about it? So what are we going to do about it? Right now, I feel kind of sluggish. Winter's about to come, and I really didn't get to do much fun this summer. I could think on that, or I could think, you know what, winter's about to come. How do I want to face this winter going forward? So let's start with whatever that thing is in your head that's bothering you, and I want you to think about that thing as we breathe. We're going to inhale nice and deep, lungs in, slowly filling our lungs all the way to the bottom. Let everything out. Let everything out, even your worst enemy thoughts out. Inhale nice and deep. Now hold your breath at the top and think about, what is that thing? What is that thing that I need to get rid of? And blow it out. You're not getting rid of it, you're just pushing it away for a minute. Do it again with me. Exhale, release the negativity, the drain, the pull. One more, 3 breaths. Good, now we're ready to start training. We got our worst enemy out of the picture for a minute. All right, we're gonna do a little isolation. So standing nice and tall, really, really tall spine, lifting up with that string, pulling up. I've got a helicopter actually that I'm hanging from. I don't know what your string is attached to. I don't know why I always picture a helicopter. I just like helicopters. And it's pulling me up all the way from the top of my head all the way down to my tailbone, lifting me tall. I want you to get that tall lift. You might even find yourself doing this, remember? And we're gonna pull shoulders down even while keeping that tall lift. Now hold that beautiful structure that you just made and reach one direction, trying to not pull the shoulder up with you. Try to keep both shoulders pulled down. Scapula pulled down into the meat of your back. Push the blades, the shoulder blades down as you reach. And inhale up to the top. Tall spine, remember? Inhale, exhale, reach. So we're isolating the rib cage here. Inhale, middle. Exhale, reach. I'm feeling a nice stretch from here, right wrapping around my hip bone actually. Inhale up. Shoulders down, collarbone is trying to pull down towards the floor. But your helicopter, my helicopter is still hovering overhead. One more each direction, reach. Shoulders down, inhale up. So this is also a tension reliever. We can start going from turning our worst enemy into our best friend. Okay, we already did one each side. We're just gonna speed it up a little bit here. I can be my best friend. I can be there for myself even when I don't like myself. I can be realistic about myself. I'm a person I can talk to anytime. I'm always there for me. And when everyone else fails me, I am still here for me. Inhale, reach up. So we're gonna go over to one side and hold like we do. And what I always wanna remind you is you're not trying to reach the floor, but you're trying to lengthen the distance from shoulder to hip bone. So I'm trying to get that nice and stretched and long here. So we're gonna be reaching over this way. Don't just think floor, okay? I'm pulling this apart here. I could even do this standing tall. just right here, stretching out that side. Okay, so go ahead and reach all the way as far as you can, stretching that out, and exhale. Let's do 3 more breaths in this position. A lot of times my students think, well, I can't get this arm as long as you. Don't worry about it. You can have it bent. You can have it wherever. You can have it on your hip. You're really just stretching this. And your chest is open to the sky, not turned towards your leg. And one last breath, same thing, other side. Inhale big, exhale, drop. Exhaling, releasing that tension that you feel. I feel tight here. I'm releasing it on my exhale. Good, and up with me now. We're gonna do that forward back fold, so flat table back. Remember here, most of the time we bend forward, we tend to drop our shoulders forward, we tend to bend forward. I'm gonna give you a nice side angle here. We tend to start bending like this. So I want you to think tailbone and crown of the head are reaching apart from each other. Flat table back. I'm trying to make a little table, and I can even elongate and notice my spine is coming up like this now, so I'm gonna go ahead and tuck the chin down to the chest. Long, long table back. Do you see that? Next time I'm gonna have cameraman put a glass of water, and we're gonna balance it, maybe next week. All the way forward. Exhale, release. Just a warm up again today before we get started with today's workout. Go ahead and, if you can, loosen up the neck and the head and the shoulders. Oftentimes maybe you're not as far as my forward fold, but you're still maybe here, and we tend to be holding on to all this tension here. So I want you to see if you can let your head go loose and let your arms hang loose. And the only reason I grab elbows is if you are flexible in the hips and hamstrings and you're down low and your hands go to the ground, go ahead and hold on to your elbows. And breathing this out, you can swing your body and try to loosen up the hinges there. And make sure your head is not holding on really tight. Okay, we're gonna do a slow roll up, feet slightly together. Tuck that tailbone under and roll it up. One little vertebrae stacked on top of the other. And the slower you can do that, the better. It feels really, really nice for the spine. All right, we're gonna be doing a few leg lifts for balance today, as well as core strength and leg strength. So just facing parallel feet at first. We're going to put our arms out at our side, and we're gonna just pick up one leg to the side. And first, you may feel like, oh, I'm gonna tip. So go ahead and just find that first, find that position. And remember, shoulders get nervous, we get nervous about what we're doing, and we pick them up. So go ahead and intentionally pull them back down. Good job. And keeping this little foot just barely on the ground, lift it up off the ground, find your balance and hold. And we're gonna exhale, hold, and inhale as you go down for your little break. So a couple things to think about while you do this. You can make this little exercise so many things just depending on what you do with it. All right, so think lifting tall and long on the standing side. I'm not just sitting here like this. I'm not sinking into my hip. I've got this hip socket, and I'm lifting up out of that hip socket, standing tall. Stand tall, shoulders down. Lift that foot up, exhale, and inhale down. We're gonna do 10 reps on each side, so just breathe it out with me. Inhale down, and exhale, lift. Doesn't seem like much, but on that exhale, we are remembering, right, to pull tummy in. And if you can, while you're doing this, just a couple more, we're gonna squeeze the hips. So think squeezing with your hip right here. Squeeze your cheeks together. Good job. One more, same thing, other side. Surprisingly, if you just did that with me, you feel this, what do you think? In the lift leg or the standing leg? The standing leg actually should feel it more. So if you did that, with all the squeeze you've got, you'll feel it. Ready, same thing, other side. Prep yourself, get yourself ready, don't just jump in. You are a living creature. Pay attention to your body. Inhale big, and exhale, lift, shoulders down. If you need to hold on to a chair, to the couch, whatever, use that breath. Breathing it in and exhaling tension out. Couple more, almost there to 10. Taking a few minutes each day to take care of you and your body will do so much for you, and it'll ripple effect into everything you do. I lose count sometimes when I talk, so that should be about 10. Go ahead and stretch it out by pretending you're sitting in a little chair. Cross the one leg in front, and whatever leg goes in front, my right leg is in front, I'm gonna sit away from that leg. So pretend you're sitting, and I have my little chair right here, and I'm just gonna get down in my chair. Feels so good, right across the hips. Right where we worked it. I forgot to say, oh, I'm so grateful for ACTV and video, Atwood Video. I love my beach background, Atwood Video, thank you. Thank you, guys. Phil and Cody, you're amazing. Gwen Jones, who got me on here in the first place, thank you so much, my dear business partner and friend. And we're gonna do a couple more balance things. So inhale and exhale, open to the sky, just in between working out. Remember what I said in the beginning, and remember your best you. So let's find your best you and focus on that. How can we do that? Well, I was talking in the beginning about getting rid of, yes, the negatives there, and we're blowing it away. So now what are we gonna do? Let's think about 3 things. I'm gonna think about 3 things. I'm not gonna tell you what they are. You think about 3 things. Don't tell me. Think about 3 things that you love about you. Because you're supposed to love you. I'm supposed to love me. Don't we want to do the best job we can while we're on this planet? Well, we gotta shine, we gotta be strong. So think about 3 things that I know it's hard to do sometimes. So inhale big, and 3 times I want you to think about things that you know you're strong at and that you're good at. Things that you're capable of and that you have a talent and gift for that you can use with passion in this life and in this place. One more big inhale. You got your 3 things? Surprisingly, it's hard to do. It's easier to find the negative than the positive. All right, another balance. So we're gonna be doing a little swinging leg on this one. I'm gonna ask you to flex your foot and try to find this balance here. Again, feel free to hold on to something when you're just starting out. You're gonna do what we used to do in ballet class all the time, holding onto the bar. This is great for stretching out the hip and warming up the hip socket and the hip flexor while holding balance. So I want you to inhale and exhale, hold. You can use your core and your tummy to hold that right there. Inhale through, exhale, lift. You don't have to take that leg high. Listen to your body to where that point is, and exhale, hold. Inhale down, exhale, hold. Again, my shoulders are trying to pull down. Don't hunch them up, pull them down. Couple more. Exhale, hold. Your breath makes you stronger, so use it. Same thing, other side. Wiggle that standing leg out. And there we go, other side. Inhale nice and deep. Get your energy on, and exhale, lift. Find that balance. Inhale through, exhale, lift. I'm flexing my toes back, excuse me, on purpose to just get a little bit more stretch in the calf and the Achilles. One more back. Feels so good on the back too. This is working and stretching your core, which is, remember, all the way around, not just 6-pack. When we think core, I don't know, I picture that ab picture on the magazines and online and everything. Picture you the way you want to be. Wrong camera, thank you. Picture you the way you want to be. Think about that. Why do we look in the mirror and go, yeah, but I'm this and I'm that and ew, and I should change and I wish I could, and I don't. Stop. Be you. Love you. And see what you want to be. Work for it. That's what we're doing right now, right? We're gonna work on the back a little bit. So I just want you guys to be aware of your back. I want you to take a few deep, deep breaths with me. And on each breath, we're going to be pulling the back down a little more. So that when you're walking around and stressed in your day, we tend to go up, which gives us a headache, which makes us have a crappy day. So let's work at pulling it down so we teach our muscles something new. Okay, let's intentionally pull it up and then pull it down on purpose, all the way down as far as you can. Intentionally go up, 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 up to the earlobes, and then lower your arms and bring those shoulders down. Good. Inhale up. Intentionally open, pull down. Now if it's hard for you to do that open arm, you can just reach up and then feel yourself pull down, elbows straight down. Pull down with the back. Good, and keeping your shoulders and your back just like that, we are going to do a couple of side bends with a leg lift and balance, okay? So modified version, and let's add a little squat here. We're gonna do a nice big wide stance, pretending you're sitting back in a little chair. You're sitting your hips back, and you want your knees, you don't want your knees in front of your toes, and you don't wanna be in this awkward position. So start with just a slight bend in the knee and pretend you're about to sit down in a chair. If you want to put your hands out here for a little counterbalance, that's fine, but shoulders are down. So we're doing this in this nice little wide stance, and you can have your arms out either way. And we're going to do just a lift and balance and hold. There's two different ways to do this. We can do it turned in or turned out. Now, ladies, the biggest thing we want to fight often is that back of the thigh region. So if we do this one turned out, men don't need it quite so much as the ladies do. We tend to build our fat deposit right there, the back. So I want you to squeeze your butt as tight as you can. Inhale down. I'm not afraid to say anything here. Squeeze that butt. All right, so growing up with a nurse mom is like that. You know, we talk about whatever. It's real. So let's be real. Here we go. We're gonna squeeze as if we're pinching a little penny in your cheeks. I want you to squeeze and then squeeze more up here. Okay, two more. Inhale down. And exhale, lift. Whoops. Last one. Use your breath. Squeeze. And same thing, other side. So I started to talk about modified version, and I didn't finish. Let me just finish that thought. Modified version is if you're not just ready to quite get that leg up in the air, go ahead and do a squat, either parallel or down. This same motion, a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't. I quit. And well, wait. You can just modify it. Hold on, don't give up yet, okay? So sometimes if it's a little hard, yeah, I've been doing it a while. So we've got range of level here. Start off, be listening to your body, be easy, be gentle on you. As it gets easier, you'll know. Make it harder. Use your breath. Inhale. Shoulders down. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Hope some of my Bear River Ballet dancer friends are watching this. Inhale, nice and big. Exhale, reach. I so wish I could still be teaching ballet at Bear River High School, but I'm just too busy. But I think about you girls all the time. Keep up the good work up there. Inhale deep. Exhale, reach. Let's do one more. And reach. Good, so shake that out. We're gonna head down to the sand. All right, so here we go. Same nice beginning stretch we usually begin with. Tall, tall, long spine, reach it long. Go ahead and let your shoulders come up so you can get how long you are, and then intentionally drop the shoulders away from the ears. Keep that long spine and reach over the legs as far as you're able and hold. Staying power is important. Stay there, flex the toes back. Ooh, I feel it even more. Whew. It's so tight today, so I'm gonna exhale the tension that I feel every time I breathe out. I'm not just panting and breathing. I'm actually, with this, is harder than it looks. A lot of people can agree when they first try, but it also brings so much more change than you would realize so quickly. So we're gonna inhale here on the point. We're gonna push our body as far forward as we can and try not to use your shoulders and pull up like this. Remember, they're still pulled down. And then exhale, release the tension you feel in your back, in the back of your legs, and even all the way down to your feet. Go ahead and flex, exhale. Inhale, reach, point, and one more. Flex, exhale. See if you can keep that spine really long on your way back up. All the way up, good job. And open. All right, so we're gonna do leg extensions and leg lifts. So notice as I begin to lift this leg, I think we've talked about this one before, as I begin to lift a leg, my back wants to give way, give out. So really try to keep that lift. If you have a pillow and you can just kind of barely tuck it under the edge of your hips, it'll help you. We're gonna do a bent knee, and we're going to just pick the foot up off the ground and hold. It doesn't look that hard, but try it. It's a little tricky. Inhale, set it back down. Exhale, pick it up. Keeping that tall lift. If you have somebody around you and they can kind of give you this push right here, because what happens is we lose it. So remember, keep it lifted or find that pillow and lift and hold. Exhale. Inhale down. One more lift. Exhale. So a really modified version, you can just keep the legs straight. You can lift it just a little bit off the ground and set it down. That's modified. Okay, and harder, you want it harder, we'll get that leg up there and do down and up. Woo! Without buckling and losing this. And really feel that in your quad and your hip flexor. Swiggle it out, same thing, other side. Remember, modified, just barely pick it up and down. Medium version right here. And difficult, extend it all the way straight. Inhale down, exhale lift. With the foot in everything we do, flexing it, moving it around. Our feet are in shoes all day often. They need to move around, so just do whatever feels natural for you. And let's open up into a nice little stance. Now we know this stretch position, and we do this a lot, and it helps us to get that tall spine and that open back. However, what I want you to do is send those feet out a little bit in front of you. If your knees are good, if your knees don't like that, you can go ahead and keep them straight if you have fragile or sensitive knees. And what I'd like you to do is do that same tall lift and over the front legs. Taking some time to stretch. We are so tight in our hips, and this will loosen up the tightness that we have in our hips. Good, we can get a, perfect, thank you. I want you to breathe out again with me, exhaling the tension out your mouth. Remember who you are. You know, and sometimes we don't like ourselves very much, but come on, you're the only you that's gonna be around when everyone else disappears, so you better start liking you. One more breath. Doing this every day, just a little bit of stretch, will create flexibility in your body and in your life. All right, so let's do a little bit of, what else can we do before we finish? We have 5 minutes left, approximately. Okay, so we're gonna do our pelvic tilt one more time. We're gonna go tall spine, and I want you to see that angle. There we go. Tall spine, I'm gonna tuck it under. Remember, this is the sucker punch, and up. Just 10 of these in a row. So we're gonna do 10 pelvic tilt. Tuck it under and lift it tall. So you're way up tall on your sit bones. Shoulders are pulled back and down, trying to get that lift as much as possible, and you can use the back of your thighs to help lift up. Tuck it under. Ooh, it feels so good. Get that exaggerated motion. This is like cat and cow, but only sitting up, not on the ground. All right, good. So I think we're gonna do a few abs before we finish today, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and lower it slowly. I'm gonna call this my uber slow roll down We're gonna go down. I'm gonna keep this angle. I like it for you. I want you guys to do your uber slow roll down. So what this means is usually we start to roll back, we lay back, and we're gonna injure our back if we don't do it right. So it's really important that you slow down and do it right, okay? No back injuries. In fact, in all Pilates and in all training that you do and in all workouts that you do, lower back should not arch off the ground while you're lifting legs and working your abs. Keep that lower back flat. Lower back should not have any air between back and ground, okay? All right, here we go. Tailbone tucks under you first. Scoop that tummy in so that we're laying down the spine one vertebrae at a time. Now right about here is when it gets hard. Normally we think, push belly out to make myself able to do this. No. Don't push belly out. You're gonna create a distended belly. Is that what you want? I don't. Here we go. Tuck tummy in, pull it in. Now breathe, inhale. And as you exhale, pull tummy in as you go down. Perfect. Now here's where it gets even more difficult. So slow it down a little bit. And exhale, pull tummy in and slowly lower. See how slow you can get it. The harder it is, make yourself challenged to slow it down even more. The harder it gets, the slower you go, the more you use your exhale and breathe. Until once you hit your shoulder blades, you're really at the point where you can relax. Reach yourself nice and long. Imagine you're on your favorite beach. And we're gonna do the same thing coming up. Now, if you haven't done this before, coming up, you may do what I did after my 5th child was born and tried to do, and went nowhere. And I thought, well, I had kids, I guess my abs are shot. Never say never, okay? So every day we get to work at this a little more. If you need a ball for counterbalance or a weight, go ahead and reach that towards the wall in front of you or whatever's in front of you. And I want you to go slowly back up again. So the way to get stronger at this without just doing it always slow is take yourself back to that point where it's challenging. Scoop the tummy in, shoulders down. They're not hunched forward, they're pulled back and down. And we're just gonna do little pulse backs. So I'm gonna pulse it back, exhale, inhale up. Exhale, inhale up, high. Exhale back, inhale up. The breath is important here. It's really important. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you come up. It's a little backwards from what people are used to, so take a minute to make sure that you can feel that. We're almost done today. I really, really hope that you realize that it's more than just being physically fit that will make you the most positive, strong person you can be. It's much more than just physical. It all starts on the inside. So as we're doing this inside, we're working our muscles inside, but we're working inside here. So keep thinking about being your best friend. You don't need to be your enemy. We've got enough enemies walking around. And you know, when I create my litany, my list of things I don't like about that worst enemy I create sometimes, nobody else is thinking all that many things that are negative about me except me. Now, why would I do that to myself? Why do we do that to ourselves? So let's make an intention today to not be so negative and heavy on ourselves. Own it, accept it, just like the first step in AA. Denial is the thing to get over. Admit it, accept it. Yep, I did a crappy thing yesterday when I blah, blah, blah. And now, what am I gonna do about it? Stand tall, be your best, and become more and more every day your best friend. I think that's enough core for today. I'll see you guys next week.